Chapter 5 The Butterfly Effect. The scene opens up on an exterior shot of the Loud House on a sunny day. Lincoln leaps out of his room to perform for the viewer. "Watch in awe," says Lincoln, as the amazing Lincoln displays his unbelievable yo-yo skills. "I shall now walk the dog." Charles enters the scene, carrying a leash in his mouth. "Not you, Charles, I meant the yo-yo." Charles whimpers, and he walks out of the scene. Lincoln does his walk the dog trick. I shall know I shall now go around the world. I shall now I shall now go around the world. Charles enters the scene, carrying a suitcase. Sorry, still talking about the yo-yo. Charles whimpers, and he walks out of the scene. Lincoln attempts to do the around the world trick, but the yo-yo flies off of his finger, ricochets around the hallway, and flies into Lisa and Lily's room, causing a crash. "The amazing Lincoln will now take a brief intermission," says Lincoln nervously. Lincoln and Charles look into the room, and they see that the bottles on Lisa's desk have been broken, with their contents spilled. "Lisa, whatever experiment you're doing, do you think you can keep it down at..." Lainey is cut off as she sees the mess in Lisa's room and gasps. "Lincoln, what have you done?" I was doing a yo-yo trick, and then it smashed right into Lisa and Lily's room," responds Lincoln. "It was an accident, I swear." "Well, accident or not," says Lainey, "you need to tell Lisa what happened." "Are you kidding me?" "You know what she'll do if she ever finds out," says Lincoln. "I'm sure it won't be that bad," says Laney. Flashes into Lincoln's imagination, where Lisa observes the damage in a dark, stylized environment. Turning red with anger, with her teeth sharpened, "You completely destroyed my life's work," yells Lisa. "I despise you, and you no longer exist to me." A wall of fire burns in the background behind her, along with a satanic cultist choir, as the scene flashes back to Lincoln. "No, she mustn't know about this," says Lincoln. Charles whimpers. Weird. "Oh, come on, Charles," says Lincoln. "When did you get a conscience? I've seen you poop on the couch." "But Lincoln, you can't just walk away from something you've done," says Laney. "Not telling the truth can have dangerous consequences." "You worry too much, Lanes," responds Lincoln. "Besides, if I just walks away, what's the worst that can happen?" Charles glances at the viewer. Lincoln takes a yo-yo from the damage. "I'll just remove the evidence, and they'll be none the wiser." Lincoln, Laney, and Charles walk out of the room. A drop of one chemical falls into a puddle of another chemical, causing an explosion that raises the roof. I was walking to the Loud House when I saw the explosion. "Whoa!" I say. I rush into the Loud House worried. Transitions to Lisa, who is examining the damage on her desk. "Is everything all right?" asks Laney. "I'm not quite sure," says Lisa. "I don't understand what went wrong." "I wouldn't know," says Laney. "I saw the explosion and I knew something happened," I say. "Yeah," says Laney. "Science is a fickle mistress," says Lisa. Lori is looking all over. Oh, Lori is looking over a hole in the wall causes by the explosion, which leads to the closet in hers and Lenny's room. Lenny pokes her head through the hole. "Hi, Lori," says Lenny. "Have we always had a window in our closet?" "Ugh!" "It's not a window," responds Lori. "Lisa's experiment blew a hole in the wall." Notices a picture frame peeking out from the other side. "What's this?" Lori sees the frame contains a signed photo of Bobby. "To my bodacious babe." "Lenny, why is this picture Bobby hidden on your side of the closet?" "Oh, there it is," responds Lenny. "That was a surprise present from Bobby for our 88-day anniversary. He asked me to hide it for him, but I forgot where I put it." "That anniversary was 80 days ago," says Lori, "and Bobby gave me socks. I can't believe this." "You're literally seeing Bobby behind my back. You are no longer my sister." Drama. Lincoln walks into the room. "Everything okay? After that unexpected and totally random explosion that I know nothing about?" He asks. Lori shouts in anger, marches out of the room, and slams the door. A coat rack in the closet falls onto Lenny, knocking her out. Okay. A shelf also tips over, causing several pairs of shoes to fall on her. "Ooh, that's Let's get her into Lisa's bed, I say. Lenny opens her eyes as she regains consciousness on Lisa's bed. Me, Lincoln, Laney, and Lisa are looking down on her. What happened? Asks Lenny. A shell fell on your head, responds Lincoln. You got hit in the head with a lot of shoes, says Laney. Are you all right? I ask. God, I hate this. Of course, responds Lenny. Everyone knows that an object falling at a velocity of 9.8 meters per second squared will result in a temporary loss of consciousness. No, that's not true. 9.8 meters squared is just gravity, isn't it? Never mind. Read. Why is Lenny talking like Lisa? Asks Laney. I knew that. The question is, how did you? Asks Lisa. Hey, I saw this in a movie once, says Lincoln. I bet getting hit on the head altered Lenny's brain and made her smart. I've seen this before too, I say. Lincoln, you seem unable to distinguish between scientific fact and preposterous, whatever, Hollywood schlock, says Lisa. I don't get it, says Lenny. See? Same old Lenny. Can't even understand simple English, says Lisa. Lisa walks over to Lenny walks over to Lisa's chalkboard, which contains a complex equation. No, I don't get why you multiplied your z polynomials before solving your non-negative integer exponents. That doesn't mean anything. Lisa looks over the equation and gasps loudly as it dawns on her that Lenny is right. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to disprove Newtonian physics. Bye-bye, says Lenny. Lisa collapses to the floor, crestfallen. My world no longer makes sense. Lisa, it's not the end of the world for you, I say. You are a great scientist, and no matter what, you will always be a great scientist. Thank you, JD. You're my hero. Charles looks up and growls at Lincoln. Don't you have a couch to poop on? Asks Lincoln. Cuts to Lincoln finishing cleaning up the couch. Charles, that was a rhetorical question, states Lincoln. Lynn enters the house, screams loudly, and pounds her fist against the wall. She hyperventilates as Lincoln walks up to her. Lynn, what's the matter? I ask. What are you upset about? Lincoln asks. I just got kicked off all my sports teams because I'm failing school, exclaims Lynn. What? What happened? I ask. How could you fail? Doesn't Lisa tutor you? Lincoln asks. She used to, Lynn responds, until she dropped out and got a job as a gas station attendant at Flip's Food and Fuel. She what? Says Laney and Lincoln at the same time. Why would she drop out like that? I ask. Ugh! Without sports, my life is meaningless, exclaims Lynn, kicks her soccer ball hard. Lola walks down the stairs. I present to you your new Miss Cute, and the ball hits her in the face. Oh, my nose! Lola! Exclaims Laney, walking up to her. Are you okay? She asks. Lola looks into a mirror and sees that her nose has severely swollen up. How can I be okay? I'm a hideous monster, responds Lola. It's not that bad, Lola, says Lincoln. My pageant career is over, says Lola. Lola runs up the stairs and she trips and falls on her face when she reaches the top. Ooh, I say, that must have hurt. Bad. Oh, my teeth, cries Lola. Laney turns to Lincoln. I told you there would be consequences for your actions. See how much trouble you caused? Charles looks up at Lincoln, and he shakes his head in disapproval. Fine, I'll fix it, says Lincoln. What did Lincoln do? I ask. I'll explain on the way, says Lincoln. Oh my God. I fly and Lincoln and Laney rides their bikes over to Flip's Food and Fuel, and we see Lisa wearing a gas station attendant's uniform. Isn't she like 5? Whatever. Lisa, why are you doing this? Asks Lincoln. Flip's the only guy who can hire 4-year-olds with no experience, says Lisa. No, I mean, why are you doing any of this? Come home, Lynn needs you, says Lincoln. Why don't you get Miss Smarty Pants to help her? Responds Lisa. Lenny drives up in a purple convertible. Speak of the devil, regular or unleaded? Lenny brandishes a certificate. Oh, I don't need gas. I just won the Nobel Prize for inventing a car that runs on apple juice. Wow, says Laney. That's impressive. Of course you did, replies Lisa. That is amazing, I say. Lenny hands Lisa a juice box. Fill her up, please. Lisa opens up the fuel tank and squirts the box's contents into it. And then we'll all get in Lenny's juice-mobile, go home, and forget all this nonsense, says Lincoln. Can't, responds Lenny. I'm off to Harvard. Au revoir, adios, auf Wiedersehen, and aloha. Aha! Aloha means hello, says Lisa. It also means goodbye, says Lenny as she speeds off. Dang it, I used to know that, says Lisa. Flip, the owner of the station, opens a window and calls out to Lisa. Hey, chatty Cathy, back to work, yells Flip. No, Flip, you cheapskate, I say. She's coming home with us, and we're going to get everything on track again. Oh my God. She belongs to me, says Flip. She will work until I tell her to stop for my money. We'll see about that, I say. As of right now, Lisa's quitting. The station's payphone rings. Lincoln answers it, and he hears barking on the other end. Hello? Asks Lincoln. Charles? She's what? All right, I'm on my way. Who was that? Asks Laney. That was Charles. Lola's trying to move out, says Lincoln. What? Questions Laney. What? I also say. How can a dog use a phone? Asks Laney. Me, Lincoln, and Laney run back to the Loud House. Lincoln enters Lola's room holding an ice pack. Look who it is, Miss Soon to Heal, says Lincoln. Lola, who is trying to stuff a bunch of clothes into a suitcase, turns to Lincoln. She still has her swollen nose, and all but one of her teeth are gone. What do you want? Asks Lola. Ah! Screams Lincoln. Jumping knife blades? Okay. I scream, sure. I mean, you're looking better, says Lincoln. With a lisp. Oh, there's no S's in this sentence. Okay. Oh, nice try, Lincoln. Oh, nice try, Lincoln. But I am out of here, says Lola. Lola, you're making a big mistake, says Laney. The only mistake I'll ever make is staying here, where I'm constantly reminded of my former self, says Lola, looking up sadly at old photos of herself. My beautiful, beautiful self. But, Lincoln stammers. Lola struggles to pull her stuffed suitcase, and the handle breaks off, causing her to fall on her face and black both eyes. I'll send for this, says Lola, grabs the ice pack, puts it over her eyes, and walks out into the hallway. Lola, wait, yells Lincoln. Lincoln tries to run after her, but he bumps into a plastic bubble containing Lana. Do I have to ask? Says Laney. Careful, guys, you could get seriously injured, says Lana. Lana, I ask, what are you doing in that plastic bubble? Yeah, Lana, what are you doing in there? Asks Lincoln. I saw what happened to Lola. Life is a fragile thing. I don't want to take any risks, responds Lana. But I thought you liked taking risks, says Laney. Not anymore. From now on, I'll stay in here where it's safe, responds Lana. You know what I'm talking about, huh, Gio? Gio rolls by in his hamster ball. Lana, you can't be serious, says Lincoln. Lana rolls past him. Lana? We suddenly hear Luna singing. Oh, I don't want to sing. Things have gotten drastic. Now my sister lives in plastic. Where did it all go wrong? I'm not singing that. Fuck you. Luna? Asks Lincoln. Shows Lincoln a laptop. Check it out, bro. I uploaded a song I wrote about our family going down the hallway to Hello? I just got 50 more hits, exclaims Luna. That's rockin', dudette, I say. The ceiling breaks open, and Mick Swagger descends, holding it into a rope ladder from a helicopter. Mick Swagger? Exclaims Luna. Mick Swagger? Awesome, I yell, I guess. Your singing is amazing. You gotta join my tour, says Mick. Holds Luna's hand, and Laney hugs Luna tight. Please don't go. This family's falling apart, says Laney. Sorry, sis. Luna is in, says Luna, as the rope goes up through the hole in the ceiling, carrying both of them away. No, yells Laney from the helicopter. Luna yells, sorry, dude. The helicopter flies away. This is awful. This is getting out of hand really fast, I say. Every one of my sisters are going away, says Laney as tears begin to flow. Laney, asks Lincoln, are you? Laney looks at Lincoln angrily. This is all your fault, she says as she runs off. Laney, wait. Oh no, says Lincoln. Lincoln and me go into his room, and he decides to contact Clyde with his walkie-talkie. Clyde, this is Lincoln. Come in. I've got a code blue. The screen splits in half to show Clyde's location. Code blue? You did something wrong and lied about it, and now everything is all messed up? Affirmative. Can you get over here? Asks Lincoln. Negative. I've got a code green, responds Clyde. You showed up to school in your underwear? Asks Lincoln. No, that's a code orange. Hang on, responds Clyde. Clyde's is revealed to be skydiving with Lori, and he takes a picture of them with his camera phone. Lincoln gets the picture via text message on his phone, and he jumps in surprise. Sweet mother of... What are you doing with Lori? Asks Lincoln. I've been trying to tell you. A code green, says Clyde. Lori broke up with Bobby, and I'm the rebound guy. Happy 8 minute Happy 8 minute anniversary, Snooky Boo Boo Sugar Bear, says Lori. Oh my god, I'm crying. I'm gonna go. Okay. Clyde leans in for a kiss, but Lori deploys her parachute, causing Clyde to kiss a flying bird instead. Gags and Lincoln gags and throws away the walkie-talkie. What is happening to my family? It's being destroyed, that's what, I respond. Luann shows up, solemn and depressed, and knocks on Lincoln's door. Knock, knock, says Luann. Who's there? Asks Lincoln. This is not a joke, Lincoln. This is not a joke, Lincoln, responds Luann. Do you know what's going on in the world? Here, take Mr. Coconuts. He just reminds me of all of the trees being cut down in the rainforest. Wait, Luann, what brought this on? Asks Lincoln. Well, ever since Luna left, I've had no one to try my jokes out on. So I've been watching a lot of cable news, and what I've seen is horrific, responds Luann. I've decided to become an activist. Luann, that's crazy, I say. Is it? Don't be ridiculous. You're a comedian. Takes out a pie and throws it into his face. See? Funny, right? Says Lincoln. A horde of wild animals stampedes past Lincoln? What the heck was that? Asks Lincoln. They're just Lana's pets. I liberated them, and now I'm off to heal this ticking time bomb we call Earth, says Luann. Wait, Luann, you can't be serious, says Lincoln. A monkey appears, spooking Lincoln, and it takes Mr. Coconuts. The monkey and a big snake are in the living room. Lincoln chases Izzy, who hides under the couch. Get back here, Izzy, screams Lincoln. The snake hisses at him and hides behind the couch. Izzy, come to Uncle Lincoln, says Lincoln. And Uncle J.D., I say. A news reporter on TV says, and now for tonight's top stories. Former rising star Luna Loud was kicked off the Mick Swagger tour for destroying a hotel room. The news cuts to a the news cut the news cut to footage the news cut to footage of Luna screaming amidst the wreckage of her hotel room. And a British all I wanted was a bleeding pillow, mint, says Luna in a British accent. Luna? Asks Lincoln. That's like what happened with the band The Who, I say. What happened, JD? Asks Lincoln. In 1967, The Who trashed the whole Holiday Inn hotel and were banned for life from it. That's very similar, says Lincoln. In a related story, former comedian turned activist Luann Loud has chained herself to a giant redwood tree, says the reporter. The news cuts to footage of Luann chained to a giant redwood tree, while onlookers record her with their mobile devices. Hey, hey, ho, ho, keep your hands off, let it grow, says Luann, chants Luann. That is suicide, I say. Luann? Uh, says Lincoln. Izzy, the snake, and the monkey join him in viewing. I'm being told we have breaking news, says the reporter. Please don't be one of my sisters, prays Lincoln. The news cuts to a report on the scene at Flip's Food and Fuel, with Lisa drinking a Flippy ice drink right next to her. Tucker, I'm here at Flip's Food and Fuel, where two unknown bandits have just made off with a carload of beef jerky and a cotton candy machine, says a reporter. They're not unknown, they're my sister, says Lisa, as she sips on her drink. Their betrayal hurts more than this brain freeze. I'm getting word that the bandits are currently leading police on a slow-speed chase, says the reporter. Cuts to an army of police cars chasing Lola's kitty car through the desert. Lola, her face now covered in bandages, is driving with Lynn in the passenger seat, eating cotton candy. Lincoln and the animals look on in shock. Izzy, Lincoln, and the monkey take on the familiar wise monkey poses. What the fuck does that mean? Where did it all go wrong? Asks Lincoln. That's like the 1991 movie, Thelma and Louise. I say, what's that about? Asks Lincoln. It's about these two best friends, and they go on a cross-country crime spree. They did horrible crimes, and then, in the end, the police cornered them, and they knew that they were going to go to prison for the rest of their lives. And in one last act of desperation, they drove off the edge of the Grand Canyon and killed themselves. Oh my God. And killed themselves, I respond. What? Asks Lincoln, shocked. One has to wonder, where did it all go wrong for these girls? Asks the reporter. And why is a 4-year-old working at a gas station? Flip takes hold of the camera. Interview over, says Flip. Wait, don't forget to come down to Flip's Food and Fuel, home of the Flippy. Now the interview's over, as he says Flip as he puts his hand over the camera. What a cheapskate and a selfish skinflint. That's why I'm going to report him to the Michigan Better Business Bureau, I say. Lincoln turns off the TV. Lucy suddenly appears behind us. Next to us, I mean. I was watching that, says Lucy. Lincoln screams and jumps up in terror. Lucy, at least you're still normal. Normal? Lucy looks toward Lincoln and smiles wide to reveal a pair of vampiric fangs as she hisses. Da, not normal, screams Lincoln. Vampire, I yell. I was bitten by Lana's liberated vampire bat. Greatest day ever, says Lucy. Turns into a bat and flies away. Lucy's dream is to become a vampire, I say. We then see Laney by the couch. Laney, says Lincoln. Oh, thank goodness you're okay. Laney began to float up in the air. Not okay. Whoa, what happened? Sorry, I'm not reading correctly. Whoa, I exclaim. What happened? Asks Lincoln. Well, I ran into Lisa's room to see if Lily's okay, says Laney. Then I slipped on some of Lisa's chemicals, and the next thing I knew, I got superpowers. That is awesome, I say. Yeah, what kind of superpowers? Asks Lincoln. Mostly flight, says Laney, lifting up the couch. Whoa, I say, awestruck. And super strength, says Laney. Incredible, I exclaim. How is this possible? Asks Lincoln. You're asking me, says Laney. After your little accident made all this. After you're asking me? Asks Laney. After your little accident made all this possible? I guess is how that's supposed to be said. Laney, you'd better stay with us so we can help you, says I say. I would be more than happy to train you. I'd like that, JD, says Laney. I'll stay here. Thank you, Laney, and I'm sorry, says Lincoln. I know, Lincoln. They hug. 9 sisters lost, but there's still one I can save. Let's go, I say. Me, Lincoln, and Laney enter Lisa and Lily's room, and he looks into Lily's crib. He finds that she is not in it. Lily? Asks Lincoln. Where is she? I ask. The room is lifted up from outside by Lily, who has grown to gargantuan size. She looks down at Lincoln, and she giggles. Lily, yells Lincoln. Holy sausage links. She's huge, I say. Lincoln sees a trail of Lisa's chemicals leading from her desk to the crib. Oh no, Lisa's chemicals, yells Lincoln. What have I done? Yum yum, says Lily. Lily reaches down for Lincoln and he tries to run away. He gets caught and Lily opens her mouth. Oh God. Don't eat me, Lily, screams Lincoln. Lincoln screams as Lily lifts him toward her mouth. His open mouth fills the camera, turning the screen black. But then, when she was about to eat him, she stopped, giving a yip of pain. She then dropped Lincoln and suddenly started shrinking down. Lincoln landed on Lisa's bed, relieved but confused of what just happened. He's not the only one. He just lay there for a moment, collecting himself, when Lisa, still wearing her gas station attendant's uniform, entered carrying Lily, who was back to her normal size. Lincoln sits up, seeing them. Lisa, you're back, exclaims Lincoln. Lisa put Lily back in her bed. She then gave Lily a band-aid on her left heel and a lollipop, which made her happy. She then showed a makeshift syringe gun. What made you come back? I ask. I heard the ruckus all the way from Flips and ran over to see what was happening. When I saw Lily gained the size of a titan, I figured it was because of my chemicals and quickly whipped together an antidote with whatever I could find in the garbage. You, says Lisa. You arrived just in the nick of time, Lisa, says Laney, who has super strength and probably could have saved Lincoln, but let's not get into that. Lincoln then ran up and hugged her. I could not be more grateful, says Lincoln. I know, responds Lisa. I can't believe I forgot how great I am at science. I should not have let Lenny suddenly getting smart get to me. Just because she pointed out one mistake I made in a formula doesn't mean she became smarter than me. I mean, I can make an apple juice car if I wanted. So you're back to being your older self? Asks Lincoln. It's what I really enjoyed, says Lisa, nodding. Working for Flip was miserable. I know, I say. That idiot is a cheapskate, and he only cares about no one other than himself. Observant. Also, you don't really need a job at your age, says Lincoln. Yeah, uh, yeah, says Laney. That too, says Lisa. Of course, I'm keeping the uniform. It's surprisingly resistant to corrosive substances, and that could be useful. Later, me, Laney, Lisa, and Lincoln were cleaning up the chemical spill around and on her desk. Done, says Lincoln. Not sure what we will do about the roof being ripped off. I think I can fire. I think I can hire someone to fix that, says Lisa, with a sigh. If only my experiment didn't explode for some unknown reason. Lincoln felt guilty, and he saw Charles in the doorway, shaking his head. Lincoln, I think you'd better come clean, I say. Yeah. Lisa, I gotta come clean, says Lincoln. I was the cause. What? Says Lisa, shocked. I was playing with my yo-yo, and it got out of control, and it wrecked your experiment. I'm really sorry, apologizes Lincoln. Well, you should have told me in the first place, says Lisa. I know. I don't. I didn't think it would cause so many chain events to tear our family apart, says Lincoln. I would not have. I would not even have been mad at you, to be honest. I would have even hugged you in joy, says Lincoln. Ah, Lisa, my bad. Huh? Says Lincoln, confused. What? I asked, also confused. You would have proved my hypothesis, says Lisa. Your recklessness would be the one variable my rigid control experiment sorely needed. Seriously? Asks Lincoln, shocked. That means I had nothing to worry about if I told the truth in the first place? I could have avoided having my family split apart? Lincoln was overtaken by guilt and fell to his knees with tears coming out of his eyes. Lisa went up to him and wipes the tears away. Lincoln, it's not your fault, I say. Laney comforted him. It's okay, Lincoln, says Lisa. No one would have guessed all this would happen. Sometimes our actions have unforeseen consequences no one can predict. All we can do is learn from them and move on, says Lisa, who I think already said that. But how can I live with the guilt that our sisters are? Then Lana rolled in screaming as her bubble smashed into a wall in the room. She then threw up in the bubble. Ew. Oh man. Hey, can you guys help me out of this stupid ball? Asks Lana. Me, Lincoln, and Lisa then helped open the plastic bubble, and Lana jumped out, wiping the puke off her overalls. Lana, are you all right? I ask. Boy, you're a mess. I'm guessing the bubble didn't work out the way you planned, says Lincoln. Nope. When I wasn't rolling it controllably and getting nauseous, it was actually boring in there. I guess I missed the risk of life, says Lana. I mean, it doesn't matter to me if I do end up like Lola. An ugly mug won't stop me from doing what I enjoy. Speaking of which, I should round up my animals and then get to fixing the roof. Lana runs out of her room. Well, I guess we did find someone to do that, says Lisa. We sure did, says Laney. Then we hear the front door opening and hear Lenny's voice. Hello? Is anyone still here? Asks Lenny. Me, Lincoln, Laney, Lana, and Lisa run downstairs to see Lenny with her suitcase. She smiled, seeing them. Lenny, you're back, exclaimed Lincoln. But what about Harvard? Funny thing is, I got hit on the head again by a falling tree branch, and suddenly I wasn't smart anymore, responds Lenny, like it just disappeared. That makes even less sense, says Lisa, annoyed. I know, right? Luckily, I'm not back to being a total idiot. I'm at least average intelligence, says Lenny. Also, being a genius was pretty boring. I'd rather stick with fashion. She then kneels down to Lisa. But I wanted to say I'm sorry, Lisa. I didn't mean to mock you for possibly being smarter than you. I guess it was because I realized how you used to mock me for being an idiot and wanted to get you back. It was not right to mock my own sister for any reason. It's okay, Lenny, says Lisa. It was wrong to mock you for being an ignoramus. Lenny smiled and hugged Lisa, who hugged back. Aw, you're sweet, says Lenny. She then lets Lisa go and gets up. Good for the both of you, says Lincoln. Thanks, Linky, says Lenny. Welcome back, Lenny, I say. Thank you, JD. Luckily, it wasn't a total mess, 'cause I was able to sell the rights to my apple juice car for lots of money, says Lenny. Wow, says Laney. Way to go, Lenny, I say. How much? Asks Lincoln. Then Lynn and Lola walked in the door. Lola still had her face heavily bandaged. Enough to pay our bail for starters, says Lynn. Lincoln was happy to see Lynn and Lola back, that he hugged them. But then he let go realizing something. Wait, didn't you guys just steal snacks? That doesn't seem like an arrestable offense, asks Lincoln. Well, it's also because we resisted arrest and assaulted some of the officers with baseball bats, responds Lynn. I mean, we had nothing to lose at that point. You still had us, says Lincoln. Yeah, we forgot about that at the time, of course, says Lynn. We were just running from our issues when we should have stuck with our supportive family. Anyway, we are free now, and Lenny even has enough money to left over to get Lola surgery to fix her face to the way it was. Let me fix that for you, Lola, I say. I fire a blast of water from my hand, and it enveloped Lola in a ball of water and fully healed her. What happened? Asked Lola. I form a mirror of water, and Lola was shocked. I'm beautiful again, exclaims Lola. Lola hugged me with joy. Thank you, JD, says Lola. No problem, Lola. Glad to have you both back. That was awesome, exclaims Lincoln. JD, I didn't know you have water powers. It's one of my many powers, I respond. Lynn, I would like to say I'm sorry for abandoning you in your time of need. I can go right back to tutoring you and hopefully get you back on your sporting teams, says Lisa. Lynn smiled hearing this and hugged Lisa tightly. You will? Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, Lisa. You're crushing my epidermis, says Lisa in pain. That's the skin, I guess. Why not? Lynn, I'll talk this over with the police and get you a clean slate, I say. Then they see Vanzilla pulled in and out. Wait, what? Then they see Vanzilla pulled in and out came Lori. Okay, I get it now, I get it. Then they see Vanzilla pulled in and out came Lori, Luna, and Luann. Lincoln and the others were really happy to see them. Guys, you're back too, exclaims Lincoln. Lori, Luann, Luna, thank goodness, I say. Big sisters, says Laney. All three walked up, and Lincoln and Laney hugged them tightly. So, Lori, are you still with Clyde? Asks Lincoln. Heavens, no, responds Lori. I was literally only dating him to make Bobby jealous. Totally worked. I did let Clyde down gently, and at least now he doesn't faint or do the robot thing to me anymore. The nosebleeds, however, are still an issue, though. Great. Also, I'm sorry for getting mad at you, Lenny. It was Bobby I should have been upset with, since he didn't remind you to give me my gift. Lenny smiled and nodded. Glad you're back, Laurie, I say. Thank you, JD. If I have to read another character say, thank you, JD, I'm gonna rip out my eyes. Back to the reading. Hey, Luna, I say. Sorry it didn't work out with Swagger. Yeah, it was my fault for forgetting you're not supposed to wreck the hotel room until you're a big star and you're able to pay for the damage, says Luna, looking down. The irony is that the pillow mint I raged over just fell off my pillow before I saw it. We laughed a bit. Ha 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 ha! Oops, I say. Man, I missed hearing you guys laugh, said Luann. I missed hearing you laugh too, Luann. Thank you, JD. Ooh, there it is again, says Luann. What happened to being an activist, Luann? Asks Lincoln. Oh, I didn't know what I was doing. I know nothing on how to fix the world's suffering, says Luann. Also, that redwood tree I chained myself to wasn't even being threatened. It was actually in a tree preserve, and I was made a laughing stock. Not in a good way I was used to. To think I'll go back. Oops. I think I'll go back to intentionally making people laugh because it's more enjoyable and leave the world's problems to people who know what they're doing. Good for you, Luann, I say. You will need this then, says Lincoln. Lincoln handed her back Mr. Coconuts. Great, glad to see you again, Mr. Coconuts, exclaims Luann. As Mr. Coconuts, don't you give me that horseradish. You are ne- you are to never abandon me again with Lincoln. His room smells like old socks. We all laugh at this. Then Lincoln realized that Mr. Coconuts just said. Hey, says Lincoln. Sorry, Lincoln, I say. It's good to have Luann back. Jokes will always make us laugh. To Luann. Hey, Luann, why are tree huggers bad at playing cards? I don't know, JD, says Luann. They like to avoid the flush, rim shot, and everyone laughs. Ah ha ha ha, good one, JD, says Luann. Ah ha ha ha, that was a good one, says Lincoln. It's great that the family is back together, says Laney. That night, they all got together in the dining room and had pizza for dinner. Then Lincoln got everyone's attention. Everyone, let me just say that I'm happy to have you all back, and I'm sorry for causing all this crazy stuff to happen. I was so scared of Lisa getting mad that I tried to hide it, and the situation got worse and worse as time went on. If I could go back and tell Lisa the truth about what happened to her experiment, I could. I I could if it meant keeping my family together. Aw, say all the sisters. We forgive you, Lincoln, says Laurie. Fear has a really nasty way of causing people to do really strange things, I say. Yeah, agrees Laney. Plus, it wasn't all bad, in the end. Even if I'm not with McSwagger anymore, I still got noticed by the public, and my iTube channel is getting popular. Oh my god, iTube. I'll just keep making songs on there and become a bigger star that way, says Luna. Good for you, Luna. Besides, you were rocking today. Makes the rock on hand sign. I know I'll get back to my sports eventually, says Len. And I'm not stupid, says Lenny. Oh, and I'm rich. Lola, I'm so sorry I kicked my soccer ball right into your face, says Lynn. It's okay, Lynn, says Lola. But don't do it again or I'll make sure you never play sports again, she threatens. Hopefully, when I'm done with the roof, we can put the bad stuff behind us, says Lana. Yeah, I say. And I now have these awesome superpowers, and who knows what else I can do, says Laney. Chemical accidents are one of the most prominent causes of people getting superpowers in the comic books, I say. That's interesting, says Laney. Yeah, so everything is fine for you all. For you all? Asks Lincoln. They nod. That's good to hear. Then a bat flew down next to Lincoln and suddenly turned into Lucy. You forgot about me. Everyone but me screams and jump in terror as a pipe organ plays. Oh, right, Lucy is still a vampire, says Lincoln. Yeah, I say. Seriously? Asks Laurie. Yes, thanks to Lana's vampire bat biting me. That actually that actually worked? Asks Luann. I was shocked myself. I say. Ew, that is really creepy, says Lola. After today's events, nothing surprises me anymore, says Lisa. So, how's it going for you, Lucy? Asks Lincoln. Awesome. Even better now that you guys are back, says Lucy. Responds Lucy. I gotta get better at that. So, how does it feel to be a vampire, Lucy? I ask. It is awesome, says Lucy. Responds Lucy. No offense, Lucy, but how do we know you won't try to suck our blood while we sleep? Asks Lynn. That's what worries me, says Laney. You don't need to worry, for I would never do that to my own loving family. Also, I heard that it's a bad idea to drink blood of relatives as they become mindless schools or something. I'll find outlets for my need for blood. Of course, it is going to be awkward to explain to our parents when they come home, says Lucy. Also, Lucy, we'll find a way to help you avoid getting burned in the sunlight, and we'll minimize the garlic intake around you. I say. Thank you, JD, says Lucy. JD is not a part of this family. It's fine, it's fine. Lincoln put an arm around Lucy's shoulder. Don't worry, Lucy. We got your back, says Lincoln. Yeah, I say. I agree. Lucy smiles. Thanks, guys. Also, Lucy, I'm gonna stop by at a local blood bank from time to time to get you some fresh blood for you. I say, thank you, JD, says Lucy. I can't believe that all this happened, says Lincoln. Yeah, I say. Have you all ever heard of something called the butterfly effect? Everyone but Lisa was shaking their heads. The butterfly effect is the name of the chaos theory, I say. When a butterfly flaps its wings over in China, a tornado will destroy a part of Kansas. Exactly, says Lisa. The butterfly effect is a dangerous thing. It can spell disaster for a part of the world. It's also possibly not true. That's exactly what happened today, says Laney. We experienced the butterfly effect. And my hiding the truth is what almost caused my whole family to nearly fall apart, says Lincoln. Yeah, but maybe we all learned a lesson from all of this, I say. So me, Lincoln, and the sisters enjoyed the pizza that night. Charles sat there in the doorway to the living, mm, to the living, and nods his head happy that things worked out. The end. Okay, so I just read this entire chapter and then some, and it wasn't picking me up. So I might be going a little fast. So I'll just whatever. I'll go. Chapter 6 Battle for the G Spot. 6 a.m. Lincoln was in an extremely serious predicament. The road trip starts in 1 hour, and Lincoln managed to find a seat in the van that he calls the sweet spot, which is the middle farthest left seat in the family van, Vanzilla. And Lincoln's sister, minus Laney, wanted for themselves, and it's now become a DEFCON 1 fight over it. Lincoln's sisters, minus Laney and Lily, were watching him like a hawk to make sure he doesn't get out before they do. Lincoln was in his room, pacing it, and Laney and Lily were sitting on his bed. To himself, Lincoln says, "This is bad. I can't let them get that sweet spot." "I know who can help me," he says, getting an idea. "I'm asleep in my bedroom and my cell phone rings and wakes me up at 6:05 a.m. Hello?" I ask. "JD, it's Lincoln," says Lincoln. "Lincoln, what's up?" I ask. "I'm sorry to call you so early, but I found this awesome seat in Vanzilla called the Sweet Spot," says Lincoln. Let me guess. Let me guess. Your sisters, minus Laney and Lily, found out about it, and they want it for themselves. I say, lucky guess. "That's exactly right," says Lincoln. "Say no more. I'm on my way." Hangs up. I grab my backpack for the road trip and put on my clothes and run to the door to get my shoes. Our butler, Alfred, comes. No, it's not Alfred from Batman. "Master JD, what are you doing up so early?" asks Alfred. "Sorry to wake you, Alfred, but my friends over at the Loud House are having sweet spot trouble." "Ah, I see what's going on here, Master JD. Be careful. I'll let your mom and dad know." "Will do. Thank you, Alfred," I say. I put on my shoes and run out the door and spread my wings and fly towards the Loud House. I arrive in 5 minutes and tap on Lincoln's window. 5 minutes? You live like a block away. "Thank goodness you've come," says Lincoln, opening the window. "Anything for friends. So what's going on?" I ask as I squeeze through. Lincoln explains the situation with me, and he opens the door and peers out, and I listen. "Don't even think about it, Lincoln. I'm watching you," says Lynn. "Well, I'm watching you," says Lori. I'm watching you," says Lola. "And I'm watching you," says Lana. Lincoln closes the door. "Did you hear that?" asks Lincoln. "I sure did, Lincoln. I sure did, Lincoln. I believe you," I say. "Boy, this is worse than I thought. Once that clock hits 7, it's going to erupt into a full-scale war." The clock says 6:20 a.m. "I don't want my sister to fight over a petty seat in the car," says Laney. "Have you tried talking to them, Laney?" "Yeah, but they wouldn't listen to me," says Laney. I start thinking, and I got an idea. "I have an idea," I say. "Lincoln, who are the nicest sisters other than Laney, and Lily?" "Lucy and Lana. Why?" "I'm going to send a message to Lenny, Luna, Lucy, and Lana telepathically." I say. "You can do that?" asks Laney, amazed. "Yep," I say nonchalantly. "That's amazing," says Lincoln. "Now I need to concentrate," I say. I sit in a lotus position and concentrate and send a message to Lana. To Lana inside her head. "Lana, can you hear me?" I ask. "JD, is that you?" she asks in her head. "I can hear you, but I can't see you. I'm speaking to you inside your head. I have telepathic powers as well." "That's amazing," Lana says in her head. "Thank you, Lana. There's a reason why Lincoln wants the sweet spot in Vanzilla, and it's not for himself. Let me show you why through images of the past," I say. An image montage played in Lana's mind about what's been going on to Lincoln in Vanzilla in different seats. Lily. Lincoln is seen reading his book. Off screen, Lily's saliva gets on him. Giggling, Lily throws a beet, juice, and finally another beet at Lincoln. The boy is rendered unconscious. Lola and Lana. Lola and Lana fight near Lincoln. The fight stops shortly with Lincoln looking messy. Jeez. The springy, the slanty, the soggy, and the sticky seats, whatever that means. Luann plays silly jokes on Lincoln. Lynn plays auto attack and punches Lincoln several times. Lisa complains about the dangers of car travel. Lori throws up on Lincoln after texting Bobby due to car sickness, which Luna calls her as the Princess of Puke, and more. Lana was in shock. Okay, I get the idea, says Lana. Fighting over a seat is really dumb. I'm glad you know, I say. I'm going to relay the same messages to Lenny, Luna, and Lucy. Okay, says Lana. I did so, and Lenny, Luna, and Lucy decided to let Lincoln and Laney have two sweet spot. Thank you for setting us straight, JD, says Lucy inside her head. Telepathically, no problem, Lucy. I already told Luann and Lisa, and they don't want the sweet spot either. Back in Lincoln's room. All right, the messages have been delivered. Your mom and dad know too, I say. Thank you, JD, responds Lincoln. 7 a.m. Lynn Sr. called everyone into the living room. Now our road trip to the Grand Venture State Park is still on. However, some of you are not going and are grounded until we get back, says Lynn Sr. If JD hadn't arrived in time, we would have had to cancel the entire road trip completely and punish you all, says Rita. I'm glad I was able to help, Miss Rita, I say. Well, what really astounded me was that JD has telepathic powers, says Lynn Sr. There are lots of things you don't know about me, Mr. Lynn, I say. Weird. Talk about a mind-reading experience, says Luann. Rimshot. Me and Luann laugh and the other siblings moan. Ha ha ha, good one, Luann. It was truly a predictable moment, I say. Rimshot. Luann and me laugh. Lynn Senior and Rita laugh. Good ones, you two, says Lynn Senior. Yes. Now the ones who are grounded are Lori, Lynn Jr., and Lola, says Rita. Lenny, Luna, Luann, Lincoln, Lucy, Laney, Lana, and Lisa will all be going on the round trip. The mentioned loud siblings not grounded cheered while Lori, Lynn, and Lola walked away defeated. After everything was loaded into Vanzilla, they were on their way. I was invited to go on the road trip, and I accepted a while back. The end. The Loud family is driving in Vanzilla on their way to Grand Venture State Park. Dad, are we there yet? Asks Lana. Not yet, kiddo, responds Lynn Sr. A few more hours. Oh, okay. Are we there yet? Asks Lana. Lincoln is looking at a guidebook of the place the family's visiting. To the viewers, Lincoln says, today we're going to Grand Venture State Park, and it's going to be awesome. We're going to hike and fish and check out the caves. As he explains what they're going to do, imaginary panels of him doing these activities appear. Thank you for letting me come on with you guys to Grand Venture State Park, Mr. Lynn, I say. You're welcome, JD, Mr. Lynn responds. You're, you're going to love this place. I hear it's Michigan's version of Yosemite National Park in California, I say, and I can't wait to see Pop Pop, says Lenny. Her siblings look at her confused. The guidebook said that there was an old geyser in the park, said Lenny. Geyser, not geezer. See, here it is, says Lincoln, showing her the actual geyser in the guidebook. I hope we get to see it blow, says Luna. That would be rockin'. That would be really cool. I concur. I wouldn't hold my breath, said Lisa. It's been inactive for years. So it is like Pop Pop, says Lenny. Now are we there yet? Asks Lana. Lana, stop asking, says Lynn Sr. Well, Hops is asking me. Oh, wait. Well, Hops is asking, not me, said Lana. Why don't you guys play some card games, proposes Rita. How about we play I Spy? I'll go first. I spy with my little eye something that is red, says Laney. Your scarf, I say. You got it, JD. Replies Laney. I'm sorry Lori, Lynn, and Lola can't come on this trip, I say. I could tell that they've been looking forward to this. I know, but they'll be fine, says Lynn Sr. I have a new deck of fortune-telling cards. I could give everybody readings, says Lucy, shuffling the cards. Her siblings agree to that and want their fortunes told. She put on a turban as the background changes to a special setting. Lucy's siblings. Me first! Over here, Lucy! It's Madam Lucy, says Lucy. Lucy's siblings and me. Oh. The cards are dealt. The first shows a heart floating towards an angel. JD. Love will find you in the park today. Ooh, mysterious, I say. The next card shows a knight on his steed facing strong winds. Luann. You will soon be blown away. Weird. says Lucy. How fortunate, says Luann, as she laughs as her siblings groan at her joke. Ha 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 ha! Good one, says Lynn Sr. Sorry, guys, I got no joke this time, I say. You'll think of something, JD, says Luann. The next card shows a twinkling star. Laney, you will encounter something in the park that will change your life forever. Poppycock, says Lisa, disbelieving. Could these predictions be any more non-specific? The next card shows a wizard with a crystal ball. Lisa, you will make an amazing scientific discovery before entering the park today, says Lucy. Is that specific enough for you? She asks. Specific, yes. Plausible, no, responds Lisa. As a woman of science, I cannot take any of this seriously. Well, the cards don't lie, says Lucy. Tells the rest of the sisters' fortunes before finally telling Lincoln's. Last but not least, Lincoln. She draws a card and gasps at what she sees. Uh-oh, I say. I don't like the sound of that. What? What does it say? Asks Lincoln, concerned. So, who wants to play I Spy? Says Lucy as she grins casually, trying to change the subject. Lucy, come on, tell me, begs Lincoln desperately. Fine. Your day at the park will end in reveals the card to show the Grim Reaper. Tragedy. A suspenseful music sting plays for the card as Lynn Sr. is looking through the radio. Ooh, a radio station of music stings. Neato burrito, says Lynn Sr. Uh-oh, I say. The Grim Reaper card. Lincoln's not gonna die, is he? No, he is not, says Lucy. Lincoln and I sign a leaf. The music sting plays again as Lincoln worries about his fortune. The family stops at Ed's gas and snack. Okay, kids, says Lynn Sr. 10 minutes for bathroom and snacks. If you miss the cutoff, I cannot promise I'll still be here. Lincoln's sisters get out of the car, but he closes the door, much to Lisa's disbelief. Aren't you coming? Asks Lisa. Nope, I'm staying right here, responds Lincoln. Oh, you're not worried about Lucy's silly prediction, are you? Asks Lisa. Lincoln, it's all right, I say. As long as you're with me, you'll be safe. Thanks, JD, says Lincoln. No problem, buddy. Here, Lincoln, says Laney. You can hold my hand. Thanks, Laney, says Lincoln. Lincoln gets out, and me, Lincoln, and Laney hear Luann giggling. Let me know if you get tired, Dad, says Luann. I laugh with Luann. Good one, I say. Good one, honey. That's why you're my heir, says Lynn Sr. as he hits Luann with a jet of air that sends her flying into a bunch of tires, I guess. I rush over to Luann. Are you all right, Luann? I ask. Luann is having trouble getting out of the tires. Yeah, I'm okay, says Luann. Me and Lynn Sr. help Luann out. Oh, sorry, sweetie. Your dad's just an airhead, apologizes Lynn Sr. Me, Lynn Sr., and Luann laugh as the other kids look on apathetically. Lucy appears next to them and startles them. Fortune number 2. You will soon be blown away. All except Lisa gasp in astonishment. The rest of the girls except Lisa head into the mini-mart. More like coincidence number 2, rebuts Lisa. We will see, says Lucy. As the rest head in, a charming man named Mr. Universe opens the door for us. Okay. Oh, good day to you, Mr. Universe. One sec, may I take a picture with you? I ask. Certainly, my friend, says Mr. Universe in a Russian accent. I hope that was Russian. Whatever. Hey, Luna, can you snap one of us? I ask. You got it, man, says Luna. I hand Luna my phone and she snaps a photo of me and Mr. Universe on my cell phone, doing the rock on, hand signed and smiling. Thanks, Luna, and thank you, Mr. Universe, I say. No problem, says Mr. Universe. Mr. Universe left. Great cameo. Awesome. Okay. That was supposed to be Lola's fortune, says Lucy. What? Okay. I wanted to give Lola a good photo as a souvenir. It's the best I can do to make it up to her, I say. She'll love it. You're a good friend, JD, says Lincoln. Inside the store, there's a long line for the ladies' room, holding a pair of pink boots with bows. Lenny says, OMG, these boots are totes adorbs. Those are perfect for you, Lenny, I say. Thank you, JD. I Just read. Lana comes out of the restroom. Ha! I found $1 in the toilet. Lucky you, Lana, I say. Just like I predicted, says Lucy, revealing the next card, which shows arrows piercing a heart. Lenny, you will fall in love, reveals the next card, showing a bunch of coins. Lana, you will become filthy rich. The two gasp in shock. What can I say? The cards don't lie, says Lucy. Lisa points to Lenny. That's hyperbole, points to Lana. And that's gross exaggeration, she says, putting on rubber gloves and taking the dollar from Lana. Filthy, yes. Rich, no. Ugh, it's about quality, not quantity, says Lana, taking back the dollar. Oh yeah, says Luna. The vending machine gave me an extra bag of chips. The best things in life are free, bros. Pops open a bag and wolfs down some chips. Rock on, Luna, I say. Lucy shows a card with two people holding chalices. You will be rewarded double, she says. We're back in the van and we arrived at Grand Venture State Park. Man, I know Chris Tran was heavy into tarot. Whatever. All right, kiddos, welcome to Grand Venture State Park, says Lynn Sr. We all get out and wait by the gate for Lisa. Are you coming, Lisa? I ask. Sorry, I had to finish that chapter, says Lisa. Nerd. Just then, a giant egg drops right between them and hatches. Sweet mother of scientific discoveries. It's an owl with deer antlers, says Lisa. Wow, it's so cute, says Lainey. Lucy, I concede that your psychic predictions are uncannily accurate. And now, I'm off to show this fascinating creature to the park ranger. See you later, Lincoln, says Lisa. The family heads toward the caves. All right, gang, first stop is the Grand Stalactite Caverns, says Lynn Sr. Ooh, if it's dark, I'm in, says Lucy. You ready, Lincoln? I ask. Yeah, let's go, responds Lincoln. We all enter the cave, and it was truly a magnificent spectacle. Lainey sees a mysterious light coming from another room and goes to check it out. In the room, she finds it completely covered in plants, and a green emerald diamond on a pedestal was in the middle of the room. I don't like this. Ooh, beautiful, says Lainey. She touches the diamond and leaves blow around her in a tornado. Moments later, Lainey finds herself outside the cave entrance. Oh, what? How did I get outside? She asks. Whoa, I feel really strange. She then touched the ground and got up and discovered an ivy vine growing out of the ground and following her hand. How did I do this? She asks. Lainey caused a blackberry bush to grow by her feet. She grew a strawberry bush too. Weird. I I have plant powers, and Lucy's fortune, it came true. The rest of us then came outside and we found Lainey. Lainey, how did you get outside? I ask. Guys, you're not going to believe this. Watch. Lainey then turned a little blade of grass into a full-fledged apple tree. We all gasped in sheer astonishment. Lainey, how did you do that? Asks Lincoln. I somehow got plant powers, says Lainey. Lainey, how did you get these powers? I ask. Well, I saw a mysterious light coming from another room in the cave, and I went to check it out, says Lainey. I saw a room covered in plants, and in the middle of the room was a green diamond. They're called emeralds. I touched it, and leaves swirled around me, and everything went black afterwards. Green diamond? Let me check here, I say. I get a book out of my tote bag and scroll through it, and found a shocking discovery. Lainey, you have no idea how lucky you are. You found the Diamond of Gaia. According to legend, it says that whoever touches the diamond will be given plant powers, the ability to talk to animals, and even fly. She can already fly. She had superpowers, didn't she? Just read. But it says that only those who are pure of heart can be given these powers. Aww. Lainey, this is amazing, says Lincoln. I know, and it's also my fortune, right, Lucy? Asks Lainey. It is, responds Lucy. Lisa is showing this new species of owl to the park ranger. I call it the dowel, says Lisa. Remarkable. I'll arrange a press conference immediately. Lucky for us, I always carry bunting, says the park ranger, holding up the bunting. The family is swimming at the lake. Ah, grand sparkling lake, says Lynn Sr. Come on in, Lincoln, says Lana. We got the whole lake to ourselves. Here I come, says Lincoln. Lincoln dives into the water, and everyone is having fun. But then I sense something in the lake. What is it, JD? Asks Lincoln. Guys, I sense a mermaid. Oh my god, I hate this. So I say, a mermaid, asks Laney. Where? Here in the lake, I say. You can sense mermaids? Yeah, I call it mermaid sense. I touch both of my temples and feel her presence, and then a giant fountain of water erupted out of the lake, and I spot a figure in the sky, and it comes towards me. It was a mermaid with aqua green hair, beautiful blue eyes, an aqua blue shirt, and a beautiful blue fishtail. I spread my black angel. Oh my god! I spread my black angel wings and I walk on the water and I approach her as the what? And I approach her as she created a pillar of water and sat on it. JD of Royal Woods, asks the mermaid. That's right, but how do you know my name? I ask, astonished. Astonished, yeah. When I was born, I was prophesied that the man for whom I was destined would come today, when the noon sun hangs above this very lake. Responds the mermaid. I take it you mean me? I ask. That's right. Our meeting was fated, you see, says the mermaid. And I believe it. It's like my trip here was drawing us together. What's your name? I ask. Ver, Very? Says the mermaid. I hold out my hand and she places her hand on mine. Very, will you come back with me back to will you come with me back to Royal Woods? I ask. Yes, JD. I would be honored, says Very. In my head, Lucy, your fortune has come true for me, and thank you for finding love for me. I say, Lincoln was in tears of happiness. Laney was happy for me. Lana was smiling. Luann was in tears of happiness. Lenny was so happy. Luna was in tears of happiness. And Rita and Lynn were in a happy state for me. That's so amazing. That's fortune number one, says Lucy. That's not true. You told his fortune last. Varie's tail became legs and we walked back to shore. Anyways, back to the family trip. Now they're visiting a gorge, presenting Grand Vista Gorge, the most beautiful view north of the Rio Grande. Says Lynn Sr. Beautiful? Asks Luann. Don't you mean gorgeous? Me, Varie, and Lynn Sr. laugh. Good one, Luann. Wow, this is wonderful, says Laney. Next stop, Grand Current River, says Lynn Sr. The family's fishing. While everyone has their lines in the river, Lenny has hers in the bush. Okay. Hey, little dudette, hook me up with another worm, Luna asks Lana. Sorry, all out, responds Lana, eating the worms. Great. The family is having a picnic. Oh, I wish I hadn't filled up on those worms, says Lana, patting her belly. Good food, Miss Rita, I say. Very good, says Varie. Oh, why thank you, Varie, says Rita. You said it, JD, says Lincoln, giving me a high five. Ah, what a day, says Lynn Sr. Grand Ventures State Park. You always know how to show us a grand time. You said it, Mr. Lynn. This was awesome, I say. I also found like my, destined lover. Not a big deal. Anyways, members of the press, I have made a discovery that will forever alter our understanding of the animal kingdom. I doubt it. I give you, uh, reveals the dowel. The dowel! Or Laudicus Lisa, if you prefer, says Lisa at a podium. Laudicus, not Laudicus. I'm an idiot. The rest of her family and the press are amazed while Lincoln flinches and screams at the flash of the cameras. As you can see, the antlers of the dowel are. Lisa, Lisa stops suddenly. The little bird shakes off the antlers, and Lisa made another discovery, one not so scientific. Made in China, says Lisa, bewildered. What? Asks Laney. The park ranger does a spit take. Excuse me? I just remembered I, left the iron on in the park ranger station. Forest fires are no joke, says the park ranger, proceeding to leave. Hold it right there, bub. What gives? She asks, stopping him. Okay. I concocted the whole thing. I bought the antlers at a yard sale and glued them on the owl. Admits the park ranger. You know, you think signed is some sort of joke? Asks Lisa, livid. No, it's just that ever since the geyser stopped erupting, no one comes to the park anymore. I thought a little publicity would bring people back. Lisa goes back to the podium. My apologies to you all, says Lisa. Obviously, the dowel is a fake. A fake? Asks Lincoln. Oh, that stinks. I'm sorry, Lisa, I say. It's all right, JD, says Lisa. So Lucy's prediction for you wasn't true. That is a logical conclusion, says Lisa. Which means mine wasn't true either, says Lincoln. Second logical conclusion, says Lisa. The family's getting ready to go home. Okay, kids, you have 5 minutes to get in the car, and if you miss the cutoff, no guarantee, says Lynn Sr. Before he heads to the car, the ground starts shaking, and there's a rumbling sound. Me, Lincoln, Farid, and Laney rush over and sees something crazy. Amazing, my bad. It's the geyser, says Lincoln. Whoa! It's erupting! And it's beautiful, says Laney. That is a magnificent sight, says Farid. Not as magnificent as sharing it with you, Farid, I say. We kiss, and it was my first kiss. That's beautiful. This one's a bit of a tearjerker. Anyways, Farid. We look on to see the geyser's majestic eruption in awe. I take some photos. All of a sudden, the car's horn honks, and the rest is leaving without them. He really is leaving us behind, says Lincoln. What? You think he was kidding? Asks Laney. Sheesh, says Lincoln. I always thought that was an empty threat. Says Lincoln, chasing after them. Guys, wait! The car stops and we gets in. Okay. Guys, you won't believe what happened. I just saw the geyser go off, says Lincoln, jubilant. His sisters are getting some sleep after a fun day. Oh, Lincoln, you told me Pop wasn't gonna be here, says Lenny, groggily. Lenny, it's not. Never mind. This turned out to be the best day ever, says Lincoln, as he goes to sleep for the ride home. You said it, buddy. Sleep well, everyone. You've all had a long day, I say. You're not their dad, dude. Not as big as yours and Laney's, JD, says Lynn Sr. Lucy, your cards really worked, said Laney. You were going to make a great fortune teller one day. Lisa, I got plant powers because of Lucy's fortune. Watch. Laney grew a big rose in her hand. So you do, says Lisa. But I find that getting superpowers because of Lucy's fortune to be a 100% scientific impossibility. It's true, Lisa, I say. Laney got plant powers because of the mystical diamond of Gaia. Duh. I show Lisa the diamond in my book called Legends of the World. Lisa reads the book. Fascinating. No, I don't think she would believe any of that, but let's not nitpick. Wow, JD, I didn't know Laney can do that, says Marie. Laney is very lucky. That may be true, I say. You really think I'm a great fortune teller, Laney? Asks Lucy. Of course, Lucy. You already are a great fortune teller, responds Laney. Thanks, Laney. That really means a lot to me, says Lucy. Lucy and Laney hug. Beautiful. The van drives down the road into the sunset. Epilogue. 11:30 p.m. The van arrived back at the Loud House and we all got out. Boy, that was a great trip, I say. Well, I got to get back home and get Varee settled in. See you guys tomorrow. Bye, JD. Bye, Varee, say all the Louds. Me and Varee arrived at my mansion, and I knock on the door, and Alfred answered. Mr. JD, welcome back. How was your trip, sir? Asks Alfred. It was awesome, Alfred. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow, I say. I can't wait to hear it. Who is your friend? Asks Alfred. Oh, I'm sorry. Varee, this is Alfred. He's our butler and my friend. I say. Pleasure to meet you, says Varee. Likewise, Miss fucking. Likewise, Miss Varee, says Alfred. She's my fiancée, I say, but the marriage won't be official until my 20s. I understand, says Alfred. Me and Varee go up to my room, and I pull out the extra bed for her. JD, your house is fantastic, whispers Varee. Yep, it's a magnificent house, I whisper. Me and Varee get under our covers and hit the sack. The next morning at 9:30 a.m., me and Varee were telling my mom and dad and my sister and Alfred about our trip. I invited the Loud family over, and Clyde and his dad's Clyde and his dads, Howard and Harold McBride, Bobby and Ronnie Ann were with them. Okay, along with Zach, Liam, and Rusty. Sick. And then me, Laney, Lincoln, and Varee saw the geyser blow. And after we got in the van, we came home, I said. Everyone was amazed. Boy, you've had an amazing time, says Lynn. Lanes, this must be a really big shock for you to suddenly have plant powers. It's a really big change for me. I was given a great gift, and with great power comes great responsibility, says Laney. I'll say, says Howard, whoever he is, you be careful with your powers, Laney. I will, Mr. McBride, says Laney. Boy, it sounds like you've had quite an adventure, says Harold. Indeed we have, Mr. McBride. But the best part of this whole trip was me and Vree meeting and coming together. Me and Vree kiss. Aww, says everyone. Boy, you two are perfect for each other. Right, babe? Says Bobby. I can tell, Boo Boo Bear, says Lori. I can agree on that one, says Howard. Boy, I wish I could have gone with, says Ronnie Ann. Yeah, that there park sounded like a perfect paradise, says Liam in his southern accent. This was a road trip you'll never forget, says Rusty. No kiddin', said Zach. Our therapist, Dr. Lopez, says a vacation is a perfect time to unwind and relax, says Clyde. Amen to that, Clyde, I say. I'm literally jealous you got to have a photo taken with Mr. Universe, but thanks for this amazing picture, says Lola. You're welcome, Lola. Look on the back, I say. Lola looked on the back, and there was a note. In a voiceover, I say, Dear Lola, I'm sorry you couldn't go with us on our trip, so I hope this picture makes up for the loss of the trip. I got a picture with Mr. Universe, and I was thinking about you when this came. Love your best friend, J.D. P.S. Keep winning those beauty pageants and make your friends and family proud. Lola was touched, and she came and hugged me. Weird. Thank you, J.D., says Lola. I hugged her back. You're welcome, Lola, I say. And the best part was I got to share it with all my best friends. The loud kids, Clyde, Rusty, Liam, and Zach, and me, and Varee, group hugged. The iris enclosed? The iris enclosed. Whatever that means. The end. Okay, well, that was pretty stupid. Little bit insane. So I'm going to stop it here. Uh, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time, I guess.